Welcome everybody to Snake Music Reviews. I am your host, Prince Elias. This is Jafar, and it's that time. It's that time. Our year-end wrap-up, the top things that that I've watched or listened to. So in this episode with Jafar, I am doing the top 5 albums of 2022, and I will mention some honorable mentions. I do have a few, so it still technically end up being the top 10 with the honorable mentions added to it, but I'm not going to go into great detail of why I love the honorable mentions. So let's just go ahead and get started with it. Also, thank y'all for being patient with me. I've been out sick the whole month of November, and then things got busy at work, so that's why y'all haven't gotten any new videos in a while, just some shorts. But anyways, let's get started with our honorable mentions for the top albums of 2022. We will start with our first honorable mention, Kevin Gates' Kaza. Kevin Gates is a great rapper. Love his music, love his energy. No need to go into great detail. I just enjoyed the album. Then there's pop singer Charli XCX with her album Crash. Very much enjoyed this. This next honorable mention I forgot even dropped this year because it happened so early in the year, like maybe January, February. But The Weeknd had dropped Dawn FM earlier this year. This whole time I thought it was last year's album, but nope, it was 2022. So that's also a great honorable mention. Griffin, the EDM dance DJ. Y'all know I love my EDM music. I champion that a lot, and if you look at my Spotify rap, it shows that I love EDM more than anything. But anyways, Griffin's album Alive, super dope, super great music. I loved it, been jamming it. It's on the workout playlist. It's everything. It's just, I jam it just because just cleaning the house or cleaning snake poop, you know. But and then last honorable mention before we get to the top 5 is Taylor Swift Midnights. Y'all, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, maybe even a year, 2 years ago, if you would have told me that Taylor Swift would have been on any of my Spotify playlists, I would have laughed at y'all, because y'all, people who know me personally, know how much I hated that artist for a long time. Hated the music, hated every time she showed up in the news. Just I was a stan of hating Taylor Swift. But then she dropped Folklore. People told me to give it a listen because they know I like eclectic weird shit, and so I did. Fell in love with that album. Then she dropped Evermore, and then she dropped Midnights this year, and she's 3 for 3. I've hated all her music prior than this, but she's 3 for 3 back to back on albums. Folklore, Evermore, and now Midnights. Midnights is a great album, but not great enough to hit my top 5. But I had to give her an honorable mention. Can't hate on T Swift, at least not now, but I still hate her old music, so I'm staying firm on that. All the old albums prior to Folklore, yeah, fuck that shit. But let's get down to the top 5 albums, the albums that I listen to the most in 2022, the albums where I listen from start to finish, no skips. We will start with number 5. Number 5 is Kid Cudi with the Intergalactic soundtrack. Now, Kid Cudi brought us animated anime style type TV show called Intergalactic. Well, I wouldn't say anime, but it's an animation TV show on Netflix, and I hope they renew it and give us another one, sequel to it, because I don't know if it was just a one-time thing, called Intergalactic, and he did the full soundtrack to it. And when I tell you, I didn't even have to watch the show to listen to the music, and I loved it. It was amazing. Every song from start to finish, no skips. It's Kid Cudi at his best. The melodic sounds, the lyrics, the tones, the even some of his little bars, rap bars. Kid Cudi is Kid Cudi. I love Kid Cudi. I will always ride for Kid Cudi. I was always stick up for Kid Cudi. And if you're beefing with Kid Cudi, it's something wrong with you. That's Kanye. But you know, But I just love that album. That album is amazing. The soundtrack's amazing. And I did give the show or a series or whatever a try on Netflix, and it was good. It was a cute little love story, cute little thing. I loved it. But the soundtrack has been on repeat. I just love music from Kid Cudi. Number 4, we have my new favorite pop artist. I've been loving her since 2020 when I discovered her music, and that is Rina Sawayana with Hold the Girl. She dropped this. She kept dropping singles throughout the year, and then later on this year she dropped the full album, and it is amazing. Now, is it as great as the previous album body of work? I'll probably say no. I gave her last album 10 out of 10, I believe. This one I would give probably an 8 or 8.5 out of 10, but it's still good on repeat, no skips. Every song is amazing, so I think y'all should try it out. If you like pop music, even if you don't like pop music, give Rina a chance, because she is a dope artist and singer. That girl can sing. Number 3, top 3, the Black Panther Wakanda Forever soundtrack. Look, that soundtrack, that music, the mixture of hip hop, the mixture of Latin music, the mixture of everything, and it was the score. They brought back the same musician for the score. I think his name is Ludwig. He is amazing. Everything, the sounds, they had Tim's, the artist Tim's, write some of the songs and stuff. It's just that soundtrack is amazing. The only flaw, or the only song that I do skip, is the Rihanna song, Lift Me Up. It's just that it's just too slow for me, and outside of the film, it works wonderful for the film. Lift Me Up is perfect for the film, but outside of film, I just don't have any. It's just not a song that I listen to in my house, in my car, stuff like that. But the second song that she had on that soundtrack, extra song, end credit, whatever, it's pretty dope as well. So I would say, but still, as far as a movie soundtrack, I could listen to all those other songs outside of watching the film. Matter of fact, I was bumping this album a week before the film came out, non-stop, listening to it almost every day. The music is just that dope, and it's so great. All the songs, all the artists, they did amazing. I didn't think they would be able to top the last soundtrack, because the last soundtrack was curated, produced, and you know, everything by Kendrick Lamar, and he set the bar high. But this sequel soundtrack, great. I love this soundtrack. This is probably top 10 movie soundtracks for me, period. Point blank, period, in the top 10. I really do love it. So that was number 3. Now, number 2, speaking of Mr. Kendrick Lamar, he dropped an amazing dope album with Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. Man, this was the last album, I believe, on TDE, his old record label that he's been with since the very beginning, and Top Dog Entertainment. And so any music he drops now will be on his own record label that he started. And I have to say, for this to be the last album on TDE, he left with a banger. He gave them another classic. Everything Kendrick Lamar touches is gold, in my opinion. You call me a stan, you call me, you know, whatever, I don't care. Kendrick Lamar can't do no wrong when it comes to making music. And I just love the growth of him as an artist. I love the growth of his sound, and even the lyrics and the subject matters that he talked about. This was so dope. And he could have been number 1 had number 1 not been released this year. And for those who know me personally, y'all know that this artist I've enjoyed, but I've always been a casual fan. I've never been a stan. I've never been a part of the hive. I've never been a part of the, you know, the conglomerate that will cancel you or hurt your feelings in a heartbeat if you say anything bad about this artist. And that is Miss Beyonce with Renaissance. Now, I love Beyonce, but like I said, as a casual fan, you know, to me, every hit, every single that she has ever dropped has always been amazing. And her albums are amazing. But as far as, you know, musical artist, she's just not my number one favorite. But, however, with Renaissance, she making her way up there now, because I think I'm about to join the hive. I think anytime somebody says anything about Beyonce, I'm going to have to beat them up, because Renaissance, this album is a masterpiece from start to finish. First of all, I never thought I would see Beyonce do a full dance album. But she did it. She did it, and she did it the best way Beyonce could. Perfection. The production was perfection. The lyrics were amazing. I wish she gave us visuals. I wish she actually had music videos, because I know it would have been killer. She would have killed everything in 2022 had she gave us visuals. But I understand she wanted to do this her way. Maybe with Renaissance Part 2 or Act 2, because she said this was Part 1 of a 3-part series. Maybe we might get some visuals with the other projects. But as Renaissance Part 1 or Act 1, this was a masterpiece. This was the best album, in my opinion, of 2022. What was your favorite albums? What songs, artists did you enjoy in 2022? I think I had more of a disappointment list this year than previous years. Like 2021 and 2020, even though it was the pandemic and nobody was touring and nobody was going anywhere, every artist gave us their best shit in 2020 and 2021, in my opinion. But a lot of people disappointed me this year. Maybe I'll do a worst of list. I don't know. I think it'll be pretty long, but because I had a lot of disappointments in 2022. I'm not going to lie to y'all. But these albums that I mentioned, they were the highlights. They were amazing. I love them. Perfect. So what is your favorite album of this year? Drop it in the comments below. Tell me and Jafar what did y'all enjoy? What did y'all rock to? And next up, it'll be a different snake, but same setting. We will do the top 5 movies and top 5 TV shows. Check y'all later. Peace.